So part two, I guess, of prepping for, or planning, I guess, for a marathon event. And so I talked about the radios and everything, some of the most important things, but there's other things that I have not talked about yet that are really nice to have for events like this. If you're like me that has special dietary needs, make sure you bring enough of your own snacks and maybe even some sweet drinks of some sort. You can only, if you're like me, I can only drink so much water at a time, but of course I will bring some water. Water is critical, especially if it's hot out. In this case, I think it's supposed to be 70s tomorrow, or Saturday, so it won't be too horribly bad. But something to drink, something to keep you hydrated, snacks, especially like I said, if you have special dietary needs, snacks that way. Also, just snacks in general, depending upon the event. In this case, we're not eating until like 2 o'clock. So you got to have something with you to munch on or whatever to keep your, so you don't get too hungry while you're out busy doing whatever it is that you're doing. So that's an important piece of information. Trying to think of other critical items. Take a look at what you're doing, time of day you're doing it. Flashlights might be important. Make sure you have a flashlight that's fully charged up, a notebook, and a piece of and a pencil or pen, something to write notes, just in case, because you just never know what you might need to do. So it's nice to keep that on you. I have a chest harness, and I'll make sure to show you that probably Saturday. I put a couple of those things in there, so it's all together. It's all in one spot. Sometimes I'll put my phone in there as well because it just makes it easier to manage. And that way I'm not moving my phone around all the time, depending upon pockets and so on. Sometimes you need cash. In this particular event, I don't need that, but sometimes if you're working like a local event, maybe you want to take a stop at the mini donuts place or get some food. Maybe the food's not provided, so then you might have to either bring some food or get some food there. So things like that. In this particular case, I don't have to worry about that. We're going to a local restaurant after we're done, but I do have to pay for it. It's not free, at least usually not free. So you got that you're dealing with. Make sure your vehicle is full of fuel, because you may be driving around a bit. Depending upon the event, sometimes will be driving your own personal vehicle, and they might even want emergency lighting on it. You can get from X-Sprite, I think it is, the place I like to get my stuff from. They have a relatively cheap magnetic light that you can put on your roof. Just plug in your cigarette lighter, and there you go. You have your light. It's like probably closer to $35 for probably a cheap one. So they're not too bad, but something you need to plan ahead for. Safety equipment. Do you need a safety vest? Do you need some sort of reflective equipment? So I have a winter coat, I have a sweatshirt, and I have a safety vest. So I can kind of cover all major weather with those three combinations. But know your weather. Make sure you understand what's happening, your weather conditions. Is it going to storm? Is it going to rain? Like, understand all that stuff before you get there, because the last thing you want to do is be not unprepared for something like this. And don't be like me and drive around with a dead battery either, because apparently I can't keep a charged battery right now in my truck. But that's a me problem. That's related to some lighting I installed, and I don't drive my truck enough to keep it charged, at least right now apparently. So when I get home, I gotta put it on charger, get it all back back up to normal. But anyway, digress. I think that covers the majority of the items that commonly are needed. But make sure to read the notes if you have any, or understand the assignments so you know what to prepare for. It's kind of like being preparedness for your house, understanding what, except this is understanding what the conditions are going to be. Who knows, you might need some personal safety devices for one reason or another. There's a lot of different things that could potentially happen, and you just never know. So that is how I am preparing for this event, knowing that I need food, that I need water, I need some sort of a drink, maybe a Gatorade, things to keep me going, and I have all my maps, I have all my paperwork that they sent out, so I know who is where they are. That way, no matter the scenario, I can be as prepared as I possibly can be, even if I have to pause for 5 minutes and look through all my documentation to figure out what's happening. So, get out there, help out your local community, help out your local region, and I think you'll find it rewarding ultimately. So 7-3 from me for now, and like I said, I'll do a video of what I'm packing and how I'm packing tomorrow. So 7-3 from WX0 MIK.